Okay. Hey, friends, it's Deb. Welcome back to Thriving Alcohol Free. How are you? I am so excited today. I'm meeting an Instagram friend who I feel like I know you. I do know you. I know you from Instagram. And so to see you here and be talking, screen to screen, Kristin Horstman is my guest today. Welcome, welcome, my friend. So great to see
Hi,
you.
I'm so excited.
You are darling, and your Instagram page you just exude joy, happiness, positivity. Like the energy that you put out is so encouraging and uplifting. So I want
Oh,
everybody to make sure you're following
thank
Kristen. Her
you.
Instagram is Coach Kristin Horstman, Horstman. I'll put the link down below in our show notes so you can just click on that. But make sure you're following her because her page is so encouraging. I'm going to read your bio, the challenge of the day for Deb. I'm going to read your bio and then we're going to get into it and just have a good time. I can't wait to hear a little bit about your story and what you're doing in the sober space, which is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
So Kristin Horstman is a certified gray area drinking master coach, health coach, speaker, blogger, zero proof experiences facilitator, and family support advocate dedicated to helping individuals and families navigate challenges related to alcohol use and anxiety. Since beginning her sobriety journey in January 2021, oh, we're so close, our timing. Kristen has empowered others to overcome obstacles and create healthier, more fulfilling lives. Guided by her mantra, for years I drank alcohol in the gray area, but my forever decision to stop is very black and white. Her coaching focuses on building self-regulation techniques to heal and nourish the nervous system, helping clients regain balance, resilience, and clarity in their lives. Incredible. The
Yeah.
work you're doing is incredible. And I'm so excited to hear about gray area drinking and the work that you're doing coaching and helping us, regulate our nervous system.
Yes.
So
Oh,
yeah. So
gosh.
do you want to share a little bit
Yeah.
kind of about you and I broke up with alcohol about the same time. I was December 31st, 2020.
Oh,
So
perfect.
we're
Perfect.
twins. We're basically sober twins.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, tell me
Yeah.
a little bit about
Yeah.
how you got there before we talk about everything
Yeah.
else.
So basically, I drank alcohol for 20 years of my life, starting around 18 to about 38. And I was in the gray area for, I would say, I would argue 95% of that.
Mhm.
But there were years where my drinking actually got very extreme, and it really did go outside the gray area into what I call the danger zone.
Mm.
Yeah. So there was a period of time, 2009. So I started, drinking probably around 2000. And around 2009, I was going through like a personal crisis. There were some things going on. And I noticed like my drinking ramped up around that time. But then I was able to kind of like rein it in. I took breaks, I got a therapist, and then I kind of focused on health and running again and things like that. So then I was in the gray area, but then fast forward, I was going, and then in 2017, my drinking started to escalate again. And again, like life was coming at me. It was like a perfect
Mm.
storm of things that was like overwhelm. Like day after day, it was like overwhelm, more overwhelm. And I was like, I felt like I couldn't catch a break, and I had so
Oh.
much anxiety. And then I started to really get depressed. But you could tell like the health effects were really starting to take effect. I was having issues with my stomach. That was probably one of the biggest red flags.
Really? Really?
Oh my God. I was like nauseous all the time. And I went to a GI doctor and they did an endoscopy. And I was diagnosed with gastritis.
Oh my gosh.
And it was brutal. It's very painful
Oh.
it's very like upsetting when like you feel like you can't eat food. Like you eat food, you eat a bite and then you want to go, your body's like throwing it up. It was like,
Oh. Oh,
yeah, it was
horrible.
like
Oh, that's horrible.
forced bulimia. Like I wasn't trying to
Oh.
throw up, but it was
Oh.
kept happening.
Oh.
And I was just getting like puffier, and my mental health, like everything was just declining. And then in 2018, it was February actually, there was a night where I was puking bile all night. Like it
Oh.
was brutal. Like,
Oh.
and I was like, oh my God. And then it was just kind of like, okay, like the veil has come off. Like, there is a severe problem here. And then I got some blood testing, and my liver enzymes were through the roof. Very, very scary. And it was,
Mm.
and then, but that year, that was a tough year. I did like white knuckle some time away from alcohol, but
Yep.
then I kept going back to it. But I wasn't mentally ready. Like my mindset was like, I'm not giving up alcohol. Like,
Yep.
like alcohol is life. you
Right,
know,
right,
like,
right. What am I gonna do if
right?
I'm not drinking? What am I
Yeah,
gonna yeah,
yeah. Oh
how?
my God. Like, I'm the party girl and I host the parties and we built a bar in our house and we were constantly like,
Yeah,
I was like, I was the party girl. So
pouring the
to,
drinks.
I
Mm.
was pouring the drinks and encouraging it and arranging the wine tastings and arranging all those things. And, all of a sudden you're gonna tell me I can't drink anymore. Like, I'm like, I don't think so. So, I tried a few things. I even went to like an AA meeting or two,
Yep.
but
Okay.
I just wasn't there. I wasn't ready. And so 2018 was kind of like up and down. But then 2019, I was still struggling. And it was so hard to get through a day, an hour, like,
Mm,
it was like I couldn't stop. And then my mental health was just declining so bad. Like my depression got so severe
mm.
to the point where I lost my will to live. I
Oh my
truly, I
gosh.
truly didn't want to live anymore. And
Oh my gosh, Kristen.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was really severe. And then there was an incident where like the passive became a little bit active and I was like, "Oh, okay." Like the fact that I even wanted to hurt myself was like it was so jarring
Mm,
that I was like, "Okay, this is not okay." And then I started to really seek out like very like professional help and
mm.
yeah, and I found a place in Washington actually that I went to for 30 days and
Really?
they yeah, it was a husband and
Great.
wife created
Great.
this beautiful program in Washington, dual diagnosis. It was on a farm, and I had it was only like a little 10 cohort of 10, and when we went, we learned about like spiritual psychology, and we had a lot of group therapy, individual therapy. There was a lot of dignity at this place too. Like I had my own room, I had my own space. We even had our
Mm,
cell phone every other day to keep in contact with our loved ones. But
nice.
we weren't on our device all day, which was kind of
Right.
perfect. Just like
That's
get it for an
nice.
hour, say hi to your family, and then go
Yep.
back to healing. And
Yep.
so
Yep.
anyway, so after,
That's great. Nice
yeah,
balance. Mhm.
yeah, after that like 30-day experience, like that was huge. Like my mental health like dramatically changed for the better. And then it was just very nourishing place because the weather was beautiful. It was July in Washington and I was picking berries off the
Oh.
leaves of and I was running around this farm looking at animals and it was in nature and they were feeding us beautiful food. So my mental health totally improved and then that was like a big time away from drinking. But then when I got back to reality, it was tough. Like it was really hard. Like my mental health was better, but the cravings were still there.
Mm.
And I still wasn't 100% ready to give up alcohol. So I went to Washington in the summer. And then when I came back to reality in the fall, we started to find some alternatives. My husband is incredible. His name's Evan. We've been
Oh.
together since we were teenagers, by the way. Like,
No.
yeah, yeah.
Really? He's like your high
I,
school sweetheart or like middle school
like
sweetheart?
like we didn't go to high school together, but we met when we were 15 and 17 years old, and it was love at first sight.
No.
He's amazing. He's like, yeah, he's my soulmate. 27 years we've been in love with each other, and
Oh,
we'll be
I
married
love that.
19 this summer.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Wow.
so
Wow. That is
yeah.
so beautiful. That is so
Thank
beautiful.
you.
So
Thank
unusual to
you.
hear that, especially for a young
Oh my
person,
God.
young. Yeah, young. You're very young.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Oh, oh.
yeah. So it was like incredible to have him as a support.
Mm.
And he was trying so hard to just love on me
Oh,
and support
oh.
me and be, compassionate and understanding so he started to dig into research and he started to find books like from Annie Grace.
Oh,
And
right.
then, oh my God, once I found This Naked Mind, so many things changed. Like that book just opened my mind.
Everybody says
And
that when they read that book. I mean,
right?
yeah, yeah, so
Oh my
life-changing.
God.
Yep.
Oh my God. It totally changed my life because then it started this whole new path for me where I'm like, wait a minute. Now I'm learning about the neuroscience, which took a lot of shame out of the equation.
Mm.
And that helped me tremendously because I think shame was like crushing me those first, couple of years of that really bad struggle. So now I'm like, okay. So it just started to change my mindset. Then all of a sudden I'm finding sober influencers on Instagram.
Yep.
And so now I'm like following Annie Grace. Then I found Laura McCowan, then I read her book, which was also
Wow.
incredible. And following her was a big part of my journey too. So shout
Yeah.
out to her as well.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I found right around that time as well, Jolene Park's TED Talk.
Same.
Yeah.
Yep.
I I think I found it in like November of 2019, if
Okay.
memory recalls.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like I watched that TED Talk and it definitely made an impact. But so like we started to really like unravel, like kind of like break the spell, of alcohol, like being in that trance, thinking I needed it, thinking that if I lost it would be a punishment and that I couldn't
Mm.
really truly live life anymore. So it started to really, open my eyes and make me change my mindset. And then also around that time, my husband said, I found a puppy. Do you want to get a puppy? So like backstory, like I love dogs. Like I'm obsessed with dogs. Like I
Oh,
am
oh.
I am that person walking down the street. If I see your dog, like I might run into traffic to go across the street and pet it. Like I'm a little crazy that way. So and I had a dog when I was a child from like 5 to about she passed when I graduated high school. And
Oh.
I was a only child, and I was raised by my single mom and my grandma, and those shout out to those two incredible women, by the way, love them
Oh.
dearly. They're
Oh.
amazing. But then to have like the dog as like my companion, my best friend, and then obviously like there was so much regulation there, right? Oxytocin, loving on her, and I learned too about emotions with animals. She
Mm.
taught me so much. My childhood dog, if one of us cried, she started almost like crying, or
Isn't that amazing how they can sense, like,
yeah.
when you're sick, they sense, like, "Okay,
Oh,
we're staying in bed all day. We're not getting up. I don't need to
yeah.
go potty."
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they know.
They will just like lay on you and
They
like love on
know.
you. Oh
Mhm.
my God, it's incredible. They're
Mhm.
such great teachers. So that was a awesome lesson for me to learn as a child. So then when he said, let's get a dog, I was like, okay. And like even the notion, the concept, I
Oh. Oh.
like all of a sudden I'm like, like I
So
started to get
excited, just so excited.
happy.
Okay, what kind of dog did you guys get?
She is a English cream golden retriever.
Oh, beautiful.
She is like Snow
Oh,
White's white.
she's a princess.
She's a princess, and we named
Oh,
her Aurora.
Aurora. Cute.
Yeah,
Oh, that's so cute.
yeah. We were watching Maleficent at the time, like the
Uh-huh,
with
uh-huh.
Angelina Jolie. So when I did like I listed all these names, and I'm like, okay, and we played like the game where would say a name, and he's like, no, 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 and then when I got to Aurora, he's like, ooh, and then we
Ooh,
both looked at each other, we're
Aurora.
like, oh, it like
That's
rose to the top, and
so
it always
cute.
it
It
just
just
stayed
stayed.
there,
It stayed.
and it's stuck,
Oh,
and
oh, that's
she's an
so
Aurora.
cute. She's an Aurora. I love it.
Yeah. And then like we actually got her home in January of 2020. And then that same month that we got her, I found a new therapist. And that was amazing too, because I had been searching for the right therapist. She started teaching me DBT skills.
Hmm.
So that was incredible too.
What's a DVT skill?
Dialectical behavior therapy, and
Okay.
they created it originally. It was created by Marcia Linehan, that's her name, and it was originally for borderline personality disorder, but
Okay.
they have discovered that it actually is a super helpful modality for PTSD, trauma, substance use disorder, like basically like every
Really?
condition.
Okay.
Every
Okay.
condition it's applicable, and it's really cool. Like, so there's mindfulness, there's interpersonal relationships, there's distress tolerance, for example. So it's really like it's a beautiful modality. I think I tell everybody about it,
Okay.
and
Okay.
and it works some physiology in there too. And physiology is very important, and and then that will lead to kind of our gray area discussion talk. So yeah, so I find the therapist, I get the dog. So I'm actually starting 2020 on the right foot. Like
Oh,
I'm actually feeling
you're
better.
feeling good. Here we go into a new
Yeah.
year. A new year. This is
Yeah.
your
New
year.
year. New year.
2020. It's going to be great.
2020, right? Woo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then as we know, shutdown happened very quickly after I started making these new changes. But that was amazing too. I
Mm,
actually credit the pandemic it was like a very helpful part of my journey,
really
because it
great.
was actually it helped with the FOMO piece.
Right, because you're not missing out on
I'm not
going wine
missing out.
tasting or
Yeah.
setting up a big event or everybody coming over to the bar, right? Because you
Yes.
can't.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Interesting.
was
Yep.
like,
Yep.
I wasn't like I was either like the loser sitting at home, like the couple years before that, or I would go out with my friends and I'd be sitting there drinking iced tea. Cause like in
Right, right,
2019, like mocktails
right. You're
weren't
like, "I'll
that
have a
big.
Diet Coke." Yeah.
I was like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, iced tea. And I'm like sipping it like angrily and I'm watching all of them like just throw back wine, like, oh, it's no big deal.
Yep.
And then like, oh, it's so overwhelming. And then the cravings and the
Yep.
temptation. And if I went out with my friends, it seems like I would relapse. If I didn't go out with them, and then I had this jealousy and this FOMO, and then I would find a way to drink over that too. So it was like a lose-lose situation. So then in the pandemic, I'm like, okay, great. Nobody's going out. I don't have to
Nobody's
feel
going
like a
anywhere.
loser.
I'm good. Yes, I'm good. I'm gonna
Yeah.
stay home.
Yeah.
Figure this out with my
I'm
dog.
I'm home with my puppy and my loving
Oh my
husband,
gosh.
and
Oh,
we're in beautiful Arizona where the weather was perfection. And I just like walked and walked and walked
wow.
and then it was wonderful. I needed that distance from drinking friends, the drinking culture, and then just some other like toxic situations that I was in that I didn't like. They were holding me back, and I just didn't realize them. And it was like that distance that gave that
So
helped so
true.
much.
Yep, so
Yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah. And then so then like at 2020 was like the best year of my struggle. That's when I really started to gain some days, some weeks, even some months of sobriety before a relapse.
Wow.
And then those relapses, like they weren't so severe. I could like bounce back faster. So
Hmm.
I made so many gains in 2020. It really was a good year.
Oh,
Yeah. And then towards the end of 2020, I had like kind of like summer into fall. I had like really good run, like a really good time away from drinking. Like I worked really hard, but the cravings were still there. So if I saw like a bottle of alcohol like a few feet from me, I'd be like,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, you're
inside, it'd be
start
like,
yeah, you're feeling it.
"Grr,"
Yeah, yeah,
like
I could
the
smell
monster.
it. I could smell it. When I
Oh,
was walking to the back of Total Wine
oh,
to, like, buy the
oh my
non-alcoholic
God.
options, I'd
Yeah.
be walking past the regular wine that I used to purchase, and I could physically smell it. I couldn't I mean, I couldn't really smell it, but, like,
Yeah.
my brain was smelling it.
Oh my
Crazy. Yeah.
God.
Crazy, like
Yeah.
Pavlov's dog walking back there trying to
Yes.
find some non-alcoholic options.
It makes total sense because like our animal brain is a sensory
Yep,
experience. So the five
yep,
senses, so it makes total sense.
triggered it. Yep.
So yeah, so then like towards the end of 2020, like into the holidays, I was going through some hard things again, and I was like, ooh, I talked myself into drinking again, and I was like, oh, it's not that bad.
It'll help.
This is
This'll help things. Yep.
Yeah, oh, this will help. It's not like, oh, look, I just took a bunch of months off. Like, oh, but I don't have, it's
Yeah,
not that
I don't
bad.
have a problem. I'm fine.
No problem. It's
Yep.
fine. Of
Yep.
course, I'm buying wine. I'm bringing it home. I'm not telling my husband. So, if you're bringing it home and you're sneaking around with it, that's definitely not a
Yep.
good sign. But
Yep.
that's where I was at that time. And so then I started to drink just a little bit here and there, and he did notice a shift, but I was denying it because I was. But and it only took a matter of days where it was like, okay, I
Mm.
was kind of getting away with it. And then fast forward to January 1st, 2021.
Okay.
I started drinking during the day. And I remember, like, I don't think I ate much that day. And then all of a sudden, I blacked out on my back patio, just sitting on a chair on my back patio in broad daylight. And like, I'm sitting on this chair. And then all of a sudden, my husband is like shaking me, waking me up. And
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, what happened? He's like,
What day
yeah,
is it?
what happened? And he's like shaking and like obviously like so like, oh my God, like
He's
over
worried. Oh my
so
gosh.
worried. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, wait a minute. So I started drinking just a little bit again. And I went from 0 to 100. I went from like, I blacked out on my porch in the middle of the day. I was like, no, no. So I'm so glad that happened though. Like I
Mm.
tell everybody that story.
It
Like
was the first, yeah, it was the lead domino to change everything. Mhm.
it's what like truly broke the spell. Like, so that night as the alcohol was leaving my body, I was like, I'm done. I am done. I
Wow.
am not doing this anymore. Like I knew I was done. Like everything in my body was like, we're done.
That's
And
so powerful.
yeah, it was. I will never forget that day
So
and night
powerful. Yep.
for the rest of my life. So
Mm.
then the next day, I just spent all day, like the next like 48 hours, I was on the computer like a mad woman. And I was like researching. I'm like, okay, Kristen, you've been trying everything. You've thrown the book at this. What is the missing piece? There is a missing piece to this puzzle and you're going to figure it out,
Mm.
because I'm that high achiever. Like,
Uh-huh,
I
uh-huh.
set my mind to
Yep.
something and I'm going to get it. So I'm on Annie Grace's website, Laura McCowan's website. I had actually taken a really great class with Laura McCowan in the fall called The Bigger Yes.
Okay.
And that was really helpful. So like, okay, let me check her out again. And then I revisited Jolene's TED
Jolene
Talk.
Park. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. The woman who came up with the phrase, right? Gray area
She
drinking.
pioneered it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. She
Okay.
didn't invent it,
Okay.
but she pioneered it because there's
Okay.
medical research behind that term,
Oh,
actually,
okay.
which
Okay.
we can talk about.
She kind of made it
Yeah.
famous. Yep.
She
Yep.
made it famous,
Made it
100%.
famous.
Yeah. She really did coin it for mainstream society. And so I went back to the TED Talk and then I was on her website and I really dove into her website. And she was talking about like the missing physiological pieces to heal the cravings in the brain. And then she talked about rewiring your stress response. And I'm like, that's it. It's the cravings. Ding, 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 ding. Like, yeah, like everything else, I was like, okay, like mindset's good. Mental health was getting better. And I was like, I don't want to drink anymore. What do I need to do to, just
stop.
live my life in peace already? So, and she's talking about booking discovery calls and how it's, let's just have a 20-minute chat and get on my calendar.
Great.
And I want to say by the 5th, we were having our discovery call.
Great.
And I was like, I started telling her my story and she's like, oh my God. She's like, oh yeah, you're a gray area drinker. And yeah, I've helped like hundreds of women like you. I'm like, you have?
Oh,
like me? Like I can be helped.
Right. Cause you feel like it's helpless. You feel so alone. You feel like you're the only one.
God.
To hear that. Yeah. Yeah. To hear that's incredible.
And I was like, oh, this woman's going to change my life. And within 48 hours, we were off to the races. We were coaching. Great. And it just seemed like I blinked and like my whole life was different. Like
everything
it was
changed.
Incredible. Everything changed.
Wow.
And what's really neat too is right before I hired her, right before that last day one, like in December of 2020, I had found the courage to actually like find a program that I wanted to do. I made a career change. I left one organization and then I went back to the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, IIN, which is a health coaching school. Great. I didn't even really understand health coaching that well, but when I saw the curriculum, I was like, okay, there's something powerful. Like I had discovered them years ago, but always had them on the back burner. And fortunately, like around that time, I was talking to Evan about it. I was like, I'm on the health coaching website, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, for the school. And he's like, so you enrolled, right? I'm like, oh, I should enroll. He's like, what are you waiting for? I'm like, okay. So I enrolled, but classes weren't going to start till like kind of mid to end of January. But it was so neat because like then like, I hired Jolene, I start actually being a client of coaching. And then a couple of weeks later, like classes started and it was amazing because I was like getting this, like throughout the whole year, I was getting like a double dose of education where I'm like physically in the client seat and then I'm learning about coaching behind the scenes. And it was incredible. That was like, the timing was amazing.
So that was 2022.
2021.
Yeah. You were doing the coaching. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So the world was still kind of quiet, right?
It was very quiet still. Yeah. There wasn't pressure yet to go out and about.
Yes.
Not yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
no.
You could still kind of cocoon a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, the cocoon bubble was so healing.
It was.
100%.
It was. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you trademark a phrase?
Yes.
So can you tell everybody about this? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And about this.
Yes. I don't know if you can see my necklace and my earrings.
Okay. Yeah. Sunset.
It's a sunset.
Beautiful.
So yeah, the year I stopped drinking, I all of a sudden like just started to really gravitate towards sunsets. Like I mean, who doesn't love a sunset, right?
Right. Of course.
But I don't know, there was something that year. There was like this force like driving me to them. And I just started seeking them out. And then I just like and then I realized, I said, you know what? Sunsets are the new happy hour.
They are.
I mean, so, and like, one of my catchphrases is like, I had to look it up. I looked up my days. 1,500, as of today, 1,566 days ago, wow. I started chasing sunsets instead of my next cocktail. And it led me down the path of finding the best version of me, alcohol-free, anxiety-free, and inspiring others.
This podcast is sponsored by the Mocktails Social Club. So if you're trying to figure out what to drink when you're not drinking, you are not alone. Join me in the Mocktails Social Club. It's your go-to community for women who love great drinks without the alcohol. Join us for weekly online happy half hours where we sip, chat, connect, and discover the best mocktails and non-alcoholic options. It's fun and it's social. And it's just about getting together and connecting over a mocktail or a non-alcoholic wine. If you're ready to raise a glass, check out the mocktailsocialclub.com. Big time cheers to you. And here we go with the rest of the episode. Amazing. It's amazing, Kristen, how everything has changed. Everything. Could you have ever imagined? I mean, I know for myself, and I know for other guests who've been on the podcast, it's like we never could have imagined, like back in my day of drinking, like are you kidding me? To be talking to people about mocktails? Are you kidding me? I want to sit in my couch and zone out at night, and watch TV after my kids go to bed. That's what I'd like
Oh my
to do.
God.
That was my
No,
goal,
no.
basically.
Yeah.
You guys go to bed. I need to bond with my Chardonnay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everything's changed. Incredible. Incredible.
Totally. Yes.
Yeah.
And there's actual science too behind sunset time. So
is there?
Yeah, there is, which is so fascinating, right? Because I'm such a science nerd.
Science
so
person.
It's like, oh, yay. So basically like all day long we're output, right? Kind of our whatever our 8 to 5 is. It could be, working, it could be raising children, it could be both.
Sure.
But like, it's kind of like, that's our time to output. And then, when the shadows lengthen and the sun is going down, our nervous system intuitively, it wants to end the day chapter and it wants to downshift into the night chapter. Like our nervous system knows.
I didn't realize that. I just knew I love sunsets.
Yes.
I didn't realize there was something else going on.
Yes. It's like, it's our internal biorhythms, like those circadian rhythms.
Wow.
So so the nervous system is like literally seeking, like, give me nourishment, help me downshift. Well, what happened in our culture? We invented happy hour. Yeah. And now we're all drinking it, between 4 to 7 o'clock,
somewhere.
right? 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yep.
Right. So now, like, that is just where society has shifted. So I intuitively that year, like, shifted to, I'm just going to like seek out the sunset every day and like observe the colors and like get lost in the beauty of it. And I could feel these sunsets like in my body, and then the joy that would just, the
so
rush.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. So it's just amazing to, and so my recommendation, it's like, okay, what do you want to do at sunset, at sunset time? What do you want to do at 5 o'clock? What's your new happy hour? If you're on the path to stopping drinking, is it going for a walk? Is it journaling? Is it making a beautiful mocktail?
Yep.
Is it cooking a meal? Is that your time to read a few pages of your favorite book? Like
take your dog for a walk, right? What is it?
Bond with the dog, whatever resonates with you, and that is a beautiful way to start really rewiring that stress response and changing that habit. And, and like James Clear says, like voting for that new version of you in his book, Atomic Habits.
Voting for that new version of you. I love that. Yeah. I love that. Can you talk a little bit about your forever decision to stop drinking?
Yes. So it's funny because that is like, when I'm working with clients, that comes up in week 2, almost every single time.
Really?
Yes. Because it's like day 1, some of them are still kind of like, okay, I know I want to like take this break. I want to take another 30. Yeah. Or one day I'm going to moderate and be a now and again drinker. I'm like, okay. Like I don't,
no pressure.
That's fine. I no pressure.
Yep.
So, but even after the first week is so powerful, because they just start to see these shifts with their nervous system and they start to feel a little bit more regulated. And then they start to apply like these new tools that I've been teaching them already, like day 1, week 1, and then we meet again in the second week. And it's like, oh, okay. And then they start to realize like, let's talk about forever. And I'm not sure like what forever is. And I actually tell people like, stop right there. Like no pressure. There is no pressure. Like
Yep.
we don't have to worry about forever. Forever is a daunting concept for like anything in life.
That's true. That's very true.
Why worry about that? Just stay in your bubble of like this 30, 60, 90-day window that you're working with me. Like I'm with you every day. We're walking. We communicate every day when we're working together. Yeah. Right. so people don't have to feel like they've been thrown off the cliff and they're just like hanging on for dear life trying to white knuckle this whole
That's
experience.
great.
So yeah, so then so yeah, it's like take the pressure off. And then but for me, so yeah, once I started to just feel so good, and it didn't
Yeah.
really take that long. I don't know if it took like maybe weeks, maybe the first month, where I was like, yeah, I don't need to go back to drinking. And then what I've learned too through physically going through the program and then through all of my education around this topic. So we've got these neural pathways in our brain, and we've created a neural pathway. Like I created a neural pathway that led to drinking, right?
Yep.
I created lots of neural pathways, and we've all created lots of neural pathways in our life, like a neural pathway where we learned how to read, or we learned how to ride a bike,
Yep.
or even the neural pathway where every day you get up and brush your teeth, right? Like, do you think about it? Like,
Right. Not
I don't
no.
think we
Right.
don't think about it, right? Our brain is always trying to conserve energy, so it wants to make these roads really smooth. Like, so it wants to automate things.
I love
So
that.
a habit you repeat is going to make that road really really smooth in your brain. So I repeated that habit of drinking, right, for years and years and years. So that road it was very smooth. So with this work, we can't make that road disappear. It is permanent. However, we can make it go dormant. We can make it go quiet. We can create like roadblocks so that we never go down it again.
Hmm.
And then we start creating a new neural pathway that leads to the sunsets every day at 5 o'clock, that leads to breathing every time we're dysregulated, that leads to eating healthy and
Hmm.
focusing on our it's just like noticing our body, like, oh, I notice I'm dysregulated, oh, I notice I'm stressed, oh, I notice I'm hungry, noticing those things.
Hmm.
We that's a skill and we learn it, so we want to repeat these new habits. So from what I know and what I've learned, so I have no cravings. The cravings are gone
For
completely
alcohol are gone.
for alcohol. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Which
ever have a moment where you like a tiny little like going to a restaurant or like a, nothing.
not
Never.
anymore. Not anymore.
That's great.
Not
Yeah.
anymore.
I mean, rarely it'll be like it's once a year maybe where there's some time where I'm like, oh, drink sounds really good right now. And then it's like a fleeting, it's gone. Yeah. Yeah. In the beginning,
Yeah.
no. In the
Yeah.
beginning, a lot of cravings. Yeah. But not
Oh
now.
yeah.
Yeah. Not
Oh
now.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And cravings were the most painful thing I have ever
Mm.
gone in my entire life. And I never, ever, ever want to feel them again. So I know that if I consume alcohol, I will light up that road that I made go dormant and quiet. I will light it up like a Christmas tree.
You're right. You're right. Yep. Yep.
And then the cravings come back and the misery starts. And it's like, oh man, no,
Then
I
you
don't
gotta
want to go down.
start over again, and that's the
Oh,
hard part is the starting.
oh,
The beginning is the hard part, so it's like, now I don't wanna have to do
yeah.
that again. I want to do the first 30
I
days
never,
again. Never wanna
I
do that again.
never
I'm
want
with
to
you. I never wanna
repeat.
do that again. I love that, but I like
Yeah.
that you say a forever decision because, I mean, even sometimes
Yeah.
now I'm like, I don't know, like, I'll never ever have a drink. I don't think I ever will, but I don't really say, like, forever, but I do feel that inside of me, you know what I mean? Like, I definitely am not, like, trying to moderate, like, I'm
Yeah.
definitely sober,
Oh, right.
but at the same time, I don't
Right.
really say that too much because I feel like people are afraid of saying that, but I love that, like, you're like, "This is my forever decision." I love that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I know it in my
Yep,
bones. I
in
know
your
it in my
being. Yeah,
body.
yeah.
And it's
But the way
like,
you explained it just about those neural pathways, and I agree with you, right? Like if
thank
you do
you.
that, I
Yeah.
often do that with sugar, like bread or whatever. I'll go like weeks and
Yes.
weeks not eating bread, and I'm fine. And then I'm like, oh, I'll have a roll at Texas Roadhouse. That's fine. And then I ate three of them. Like, why? It's like my brain's like, bing, 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 bing. We're
Yes.
back. We're back
Yes.
now. Yeah. Interesting.
Exactly.
That's so interesting.
Exactly. Totally.
Okay. What advice would you give for someone who's like newly sober or maybe just contemplating, taking a break or working with you? Like, what advice
Yeah.
would you give to them?
Yeah. So, gray area drinkers, first of all, let me quickly just go into that. So,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
definition of that, so
Perfect.
we have learned that drinking is a spectrum. It is no longer this black or white issue like, oh, these people have a problem and these people don't. There was medical research done in 2010. It was a dietetic study researching, prevention of disease and optimal health. And what they did was they tracked people's calories over an entire year. And at
Okay.
the end of the year, yeah, they looked at all this data. And when they happened to kind of notice the alcohol calories, and they're like, oh wow, drinking is really a spectrum. And you've got a category called now and again. And that's somebody who just drinks really rarely. That's somebody who it's like, it's not even truly on their radar. Like they go to a wedding and they toast the groom
Have
and bride,
something. Yep. Yep.
and then maybe like a month goes by and they don't even think about it again. But the technical definition of now and again is 2 or fewer servings of alcohol per week. So 2 or
Okay.
fewer.
Okay. Okay.
But it really is truly just not top of mind. It's not like a go-to. And then there's another extreme category of drinkers, which is that end stage drinker, that danger zone that I call it, where you need medical intervention,
Mm,
where you might be at risk for seizures, organ failure, cirrhosis, things like that.
sure.
So that is end stage drinking. But literally everyone else is in between.
Wow.
So that's where like millions of drinkers live, is in this gray area. And, the spectrum kind of varies. It can kind of be like lighter, and then it can kind of, go more advanced. And all the terms that we throw in front, all the adjectives, if we call
Mm,
ourselves a moderate drinker, a casual drinker, if we have alcohol use disorder, any of that, you're in the gray area. It,
okay.
it, it's a
Okay.
gray area.
That's
So,
good.
yeah. Okay. Wait, what was the question?
Oh, I
What
guess
were we
just
talking
like,
about?
yeah, yeah, just what advice you would give. But I think
Oh,
that's
what
really
advice?
good.
Right.
No, I love that. And I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that. Like
Okay.
even earlier you said like that you were at times you were in the danger zone of gray area drinking, and I feel like a
Yeah.
lot of us, we go from there were times like we're kind of in that zone. And maybe there are times where we were closer to the take it or leave it, maybe not so much, but more closer to that.
Yeah.
And then other times where it was like the drinking was just picked up for whatever life stresses, things
Oh,
happening. Yep. Yep.
exactly. I
So,
was
yeah, it's a
everywhere,
huge
on and
range.
off.
It's a huge range, and you can be
Huge
all over
range.
that range
Yes, you can
in
kind of
your time
go
of
back and
drinking. Yep.
forth.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. So basically, like a gray area drinker, by the way, has the capacity and ability to take breaks. So they'll do dry January.
Yep.
They'll do sober October. They'll maybe like train for a marathon and go, "Oh, okay, I'm going to focus on my marathon. So I'm not going to, drink for like 3 months or whatever."
Yep.
Or they're like, "Oh, I want to lose some weight. So I'm going to do like Whole30 and, or some kind of diet like that." So my advice to everybody, because I meet a lot of people who tell me like, oh yeah, I have a glass of wine at night every dinner, with dinner or whatever, or I drink every day. So my advice is take 30 days off,
Yep.
very like whenever you can, once a year, or but take the 30 days off, because you need to know if you can.
Mm.
And it's data, it's information.
Yeah.
Treat it like a curiosity experiment. What is happening during those 30 days, now that you've completely walked away from alcohol, like you've taken it out completely? What is happening? Do you notice cravings? Do you notice that, you're not sure what to do when you're dysregulated, when you're stressed out?
Mm.
Do you feel like you're missing out? Like, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just data. It's just, it's your
Yeah.
journey. And
Yeah.
I just, if it's hard to stop now, today, April 16th, or yeah,
Yeah,
like
whenever this
whatever day
is.
it
Yep.
is,
Yep.
then it's not going to get easier later.
That is such a good point, Kristen.
Yeah.
If it's
Thanks.
hard
Yeah.
now, it's not gonna get easier.
Yeah.
I've never thought about it like
Yeah.
that. It will
Right?
never get
Totally.
easier, like, 'cause I say, "Oh, I'll stop the" No, take a break now and treat it, like you said, like a curiosity study and just
Yes.
see how you feel, like, the wine's still gonna be there in 30 days. It's not like Total Wine's gonna be, like,
Yes.
closed up. They're not going they're not closing shop because you
Yeah.
stopped drinking for 30 days. They'll still be there.
Yeah.
Like, the alcohol still be there, but I love that. It's not gonna get any easier, so take it now.
Yeah.
Take the 30 days now.
Exactly.
See how you
Exactly.
feel. I
Right.
love that. I love that. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you. Yay.
Do you have any like go-tos or are alcohol-free options, do they help you on your journey? I know for some people they can be a trigger. Like, is that something that
Right.
you enjoy? Do you like
Right.
non-alcoholic options? Do you like mocktail? Obviously, you've got my book. Thank you for your encouragement. And you've shared my book on your Instagram and stuff. Thank you. You're so sweet. Look at you, darling. Look at you got little post-it notes there. You're making the mocktails.
Yes, yes, because
Oh,
it was so funny, right? As soon as I got your book, this is one of the ones I
that
made
one
for,
is
Thanksgiving.
so good. Seasons of Life.
It's so
The
cool.
cinnamon chai whiskey one is so
Oh my
delicious.
god.
I'm glad
And
you
then,
liked it.
oh, it was so neat too, because I had just got come home from Sober in the City,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and in our goodie bag, we got like this Wilderton,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
botanical drink. So
Okay. Okay.
that's what I used for the
Great.
NA
Great.
whiskey.
For
And
NA Spirit. Yep.
Yeah, and then I also had little droppers of all the bitters,
Oh,
and
perfect. You were ready to go.
oh my god, it was fabulous, and it was so perfect because, like, I got this book in my hands, and then my husband said to me the next day, like, "Oh, okay, for Thanksgiving, can you handle the mocktails for the night?
You're
Can that
like,
be your
"Oh, yes,
job?"
I
And I was
can.
like,
I've got a book. I have a book.
"Yeah,
Deb will be
on it,
with me."
babe." Yeah, I was like, "Oh my god, the timing was impeccable."
I'm so glad. Yeah, it came out on election day, ironically.
Oh,
I was like, "America's gonna wanna drink no matter what side you're on. Everyone's wanna
yes,
drink, so here's a
yes.
mocktail book for you."
Oh
Yes.
gosh, yes,
Okay, yeah,
yes.
so do you have, like, favorite
Yeah,
go-tos for your non-alcoholic options that
yeah.
you enjoy? Yeah, like yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, like when I my first couple years of not drinking, yeah, I wasn't it wasn't necessarily like the biggest, thing that I needed, but actually no, in January of 2021, I made some dry January posts,
Okay.
and I started making mocktails for fun. And that was actually kind of like my first, like, telling people, like,
Yeah.
without telling people
Yeah,
without
yeah,
telling
yeah. Yeah, like,
people
"Oh,
that
look,
I
I'm
was like,
drinking something different
I'm
tonight."
drinking something different.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So that was pretty fun to kind of play with recipes and stuff like that. But yeah, luckily for me, like, it's not a trigger at all, but that
Yeah.
is a very personal decision. And that
Yep,
is something else to notice. I'm gonna use that word notice again.
yep.
Just notice for you, what it does. But I really like carbonation. So when I'm out, I'm like, I want club soda. I want, things. I love the NA beers
So good.
because,
There's some good ones.
yeah, because I love the fizz. I like Athletic Brew.
Nice.
I look for, like, the different ones, like fun flavors. And it's a treat when I go out to dinner. Like, it really is, or if
That's
I'm going to
great.
people's houses for a potluck or to celebrate, I'll bring a whole 6 pack Athletic Brew, and
Oh, nice.
yeah, that one. Oh, and Toast. I love Toast so much. Oh my god.
Delicious. It's so good. Yeah, it's
Oh
really
my
good.
god, I'm obsessed with Toast, and it's so cool because it's like it comes in a gorgeous
Oh,
bottle, and
yeah,
and it
beautiful.
it, loo- it looks like wine, but it's actually sparkling tea.
Tea, yeah, it's a tea-based
Yeah, it's a tea. It's
tea-based
just,
drink.
yeah,
Mhm.
and it's absolutely,
Really
and
nice.
it's such a crowd pleaser. Like, I bring it everywhere. I'm like, and I don't care if you're,
Right,
drinker or
drinker or
not
not
drinker.
drinker, right, people like it. Yeah,
It's
it's a nice
people
drink.
guzzle it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome. I
yeah.
heard they have small bottles. I haven't seen the small bottles.
I think I did see one when
I
I was,
haven't seen them.
yes, I saw it. I wanna say it was in Portland,
Okay,
for Portland, Maine, for the Sober
okay.
in the City event,
Oh, okay,
2023. I was
okay.
walking around downtown, and there was, like, a bottle shop,
And they
and I
have
saw
them.
it in the fridge, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I've never
I've
seen
seen the
individual
little baby
bottles of
bottles.
Toast."
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
so nice.
cool.
That's so good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cute.
Yeah, yeah, and then, yeah, and oh, ginger beer.
I
Oh
love
my
ginger beer.
god,
I love a good
I'm
mule. Yep,
obsessed.
yep,
Yes, yes,
yeah, so
exactly.
good. So good.
Yeah, so, and it's great because, like, every restaurant on the planet has club soda,
Yep.
and a lot of them carry ginger beer. And if sometimes, like, if I don't see it on the menu, although it's really exciting because, like, more and more and more
More and
restaurants
more
are just, like,
places have it
printed
now.
it on their menu,
Oh,
which is like,
yeah. Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, it's awesome. It's
so
changed so
exciting.
much. Yeah, it's
Oh
changed
my
so much.
god, it's amazing. But if they don't, then, like, we'll talk to either the waiter or the bartender directly, and we'll say, we would love a mocktail, and our thing is, we love surprises. We're like, oh, surprises,
Yeah,
like,
make it
have fun, get
spicy or make it
creative.
yeah, make it sweet. Yep.
Yeah, but we say, both my husband and I both say, refreshing, not sweet.
Refreshing, not sweet. Oh, I like that. Okay,
Yes,
there's a
yes,
tip.
right?
Okay.
Because,
Otherwise,
like,
it's just
otherwise,
sugary
it's just
syrup.
like
Yeah, you're like,
it's
"I
just
don't
like
want this."
syrupy, like soda on top of juice, on top of juice, on top of soda, on top of sugar, on
I
top of
like
simple
that.
syrup, and I'm like,
Refreshing, not sweet.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Oh my
very
god,
nice.
and 9 times out of 10, they come out fabulous, so kudos to all the
Oh,
bartenders, like, having
yep.
fun and playing mixology with,
Making it
with my
happen for
with
us,
our
making it happen.
request.
Yep, yep,
Yeah, yeah,
yep.
it's so nice. They're usually very
Mm.
receptive. It's very nice. Yeah, it's
Well, you
exciting.
are refreshing and sweet, also. Not sugary, not
Love that.
overly,
Thank you.
not that sweet kind, but yes, seriously, Kristen, you're so delightful, and I love
Thank
the
you so
work,
much.
the really deep work. I mean, you really dropped some nuggets for us, so thank you,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, you're
you're
doing
so
wonderful work with your
welcome.
clients, and, I'm so grateful to be connected. Thank you so much for sharing your story today, really.
Oh my god, thank you for having me on. This
Yeah.
was, yeah, when you reached out to me, I was like, "Oh my god," I was like, Deb knows who I am? I'm like,
Yes.
no.
Shut up. Oh, stop.
Like,
Oh, that's so
Deb's kind
funny.
of a big
Yes.
deal.
No,
So
no, I don't think so. Only in my own mind. To my dog, I am. Let me tell you. To Coco, I am. Poor thing.
Oh,
She had to go
Coco.
to work with my husband one day. I was running errands. Normally I just bring her in the car with me. If the weather's okay, like she'll wait in the car if it's like not
Yeah.
hot or whatever. And she was at his office and I came to pick her up. And you would have thought I had like left her on the side of the road. He is the spare human. So yes, to her, I'm a big deal. To everybody else, doesn't matter.
Oh my God. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
she went nuts. Yeah. So yeah. Sorry. Sorry.
My
That's a
my
total
my
tangent. I'll
dog,
probably cut
yeah.
that out. Whatever. Nobody
Oh my
cares.
God.
All right. Love you, my friend. I'm going to
So
stop
funny.
recording
Love
now.
you. Love
Okay, everybody.
you.
Thank you for listening. Keep tuning
Thank you
in
so
and make sure
much.
you are following Kristen on Instagram. It's Coach Kristin Horstman. I'll put the Instagram and I'll put her website down below so you guys can connect with her.
Perfect. Yay.